choice. I'm gonna apply some mousse. I'm gonna start right now on the heavier side. I don't always necessarily start on the heavier side. It just depends on the density of the hair and like what I'm looking at. I'm going to use that and just kind of comb that through the hair, making sure that the part is really nice and defined and it's not going back too far. Then once I get the control that I'm looking for, right now I'm working with a cutting comb, I'm working with a tail comb. Sometimes the comb that I work with sometimes depends on the textures that I need, that I'm working with. Sometimes I might work with two tail combs because of course with pin curls, Fingerwaves also goes pin curls sometimes, and it allows me to do the pin curls a lot easier working with a tail comb. Sometimes I like to work with a tail comb that is fairly a bit wider and something that's a bit finer together, just for consistent control for different areas that I'm working with. And then, you know, generally a cutting comb is what will be used. I'm gonna start off by using, what should I do? I'll use two combs, okay? I'm going to use my tail comb, my two tail combs, and it can be a cutting comb. I'm gonna get the control that I need, and then I'm going to bring this ridge forward. So I'm working with a whole section. So if you see that, this is like a whole section here for the front, but I'm gonna think about it as panels. So I'm gonna think about 2 inches. I'm gonna comb that hair and then bring it to the right. So you can see that ridge being formed right there. Then I'm gonna place my comb where that ridge is and detangle that hair, okay? If I need to put some product underneath just for control, then I just place the product, okay? So I have one ridge that's been formed. I'm gonna go behind that 2-inch section and I'm going to comb and connect that ridge. I'm gonna put this comb directly behind that ridge just to secure it and smoothen out, detangle anything that I see. I'm gonna go behind that one and do one more. This one doesn't have to be a 2-inch section because my part's ending right here. I'm just making sure that I have a really consistent look there. So my part's from here to here, so that whole area I've created my first ridge. And of course, before I go to my next ridge, I can go and just make that really defined if I need to, make it a bit more exaggerated. If I want it to be a little bit more softer and shadow wave, I have control over how I want that ridge to look. And so I started from the front and I worked to the right. Each of my sections I worked to the right and just brought it over about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Now I'm gonna work from the left. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna work from here. So generally your finger wave should be going all the way around and connecting. It is even more challenging that way. A lot of times what I do is I can do that 100%, but just for ease, sometimes creating the illusion that everything is connected or even connecting it is a little easier. So if I think about it in sections and breaks it down a bit more, and it makes the challenge seem a little bit more attainable, okay? So 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections. So that's kind of how I break it down. 1 section here, 1 section here, 1 section here. So I kind of break that head up into 3 sections, sometimes 4, depending on the diameter of the person's head. So now I'm gonna work from my left, and I'm gonna work from my left, and I'm gonna bring that section, I'm gonna hold my wave in place, and I'm going to, hopefully you can see, I'm gonna bring that to the left now, okay? 2 inches. Then I'm gonna bring my comb and just confirm my ridge, secure it, and detangle that, okay? Then I'm gonna go, so I have my ridge that's formed here. Now I'm gonna go right to where that ridge finished. I'm just using basically just about the 2 inches of my comb, 1.5 inches of my comb from the beginning, and hold that in place so it doesn't move. Bring that over and connect that ridge. Put that comb right behind that ridge and detangle that hair. Okay, smoothen it out. Okay, then I have like 1 section here. Sometimes I might break that up into 2 if it feels like it's starting to get a little, see how wide that looks right here, and we have the forehead. So I might just break that up into 1 section here, a small one. Smoothen it out, and I might do this separately just for control purposes. Okay? And of course, you can go through and just kind of detail that. So that's really coming exaggerated into the face. You can make it a lot more less exaggerated or more. You have the option. So that's your first full finger wave, okay? And that's, of course, emulating the look of a finger, but we'll talk about that after and do that as well, okay? So now I have my first wave. Now I'm gonna jump back to the start, to the beginning, just like what I did in the beginning here, and I took my first section and I brought my section to the right. Put my wave, my comb right behind my wave, smoothen that out. Put my comb right behind my wave, smoothen that out. Put my comb right behind my wave, smoothen that out. Put my comb right behind my wave, smoothen that out. So I have all of that. I have another wave. Then I'm gonna continue this section. So now I'm gonna jump back to the left. So obviously I went to the right. Now I'm gonna jump back to the end of my wave, and I'm gonna bring that to the left, bring it down, okay? The next section, take that to the left, create my ridge, bring it down. Same thing here, and I might have a little piece left at the end, and I'll just do that. And I can make sure and customize that. You really wanna have less spaces. You wanna make sure everything is nice and smooth, and you don't have like a lot of spaces. If you do have spaces, you can just kind of smoothen that out and distribute that here so you get less spaces. If you feel like you need to use a bit more product, just add a bit more product as you need it. I'm gonna take that here. I'm gonna bring that forward. Okay. Take that here, bring that forward. Take that here, bring that forward. Apply a bit more product. I'm gonna take that here, bring that back. You can see I'm right over the ear now. I can take that here. And I can bring that back. Of course, working with different lengths of hair can make it a lot more challenging. If I'm gonna work with this piece, maybe I might just do that. This is where working with your tail comb works for you. And you can do a pin curl, okay? Even though I can do this back here, much times when it comes to the back, I'll just leave that, okay? Then I can work with my middle section. So we have all of that, and we have all of that. I'm gonna comb that hair down, and I can see where all my ridges are. I'm gonna start right from the top center, and I'm just going to connect that ridge. So that's my last ridge. I'm going to take that middle section and just kind of connect it, over direct it, and connect it so that it is all connected. So that's your ridge that's going consistently around. And I got that. And I'm going to bring that hair up. Okay, so that's my ridge. Connect my ridge there. Connect my ridge there, so I can see 1, 2, 3. All my ridges are connected, if you can see that. Okay. Start from this side, go that way to the left. right. Bring that down a bit. Just gonna get to this level. Connect things. I can use my tail comb to just make sure everything is spread out and connected. That panel,
Okay.
that panel, right?
Okay.
Don't think the entire thing.
Okay.
Think like this first. Let's do that if we're gonna go that way, because it's a bit finer
so it's
here.
going to see that
it
way.
can be
See
it can be
forward.
this way, or it can be any way you want, really. Because it's a bit finer, I would probably take the hair this way and go
Forward.
maybe forward. This
Okay.
panel, and maybe just go forward. So that's a panel there, more horizontal. That's another panel to the left. Place your ridge. You can form it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do this one here because it's a little. There's a mousse there. And then I'll get you continue right after this.
Okay.
My head is the amount of the big one.
Oops. So now we have that one ridge there. Let's continue
Okay.
this one. So we're gonna start on this
corner.
on this side
Because that's
and
where
work
we
our way.
finished.
Exactly.
Okay. So below.
Good.
Is that right? Or
It
do
is
I-
right, but
am
maybe
I going...
the minute you do that, I can just tell you have to just put a little bit more part of it. That's all.
Okay.
That's what's kind of messing up right there. And comb it through a little bit. Good. Yeah, I know that.
So I'm going just straight back or
You're gonna
down?
go down.
Down and then back.
Right. Good.
And then over.
Nope. Put it on top and
On
under
top.
that ridge.
On top
Does
and
that
under.
go? That goes under the ridge.
It's gonna go under
The one
the
that
ridge.
goes on top goes under it.
It's gonna
just
go
to
on.
hold it in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then, no, here.
Mm-hmm. So you see this angle? It's kind of angled. Let's think
That's like what I wanted
straight
to do.
down, straight.
Straight over.
Yes. Good. Good.
Okay.
Head back a touch.
Down. Over.
Hot rollers have been turned on.
So models are gonna come shortly. Okay. It is. But if I feel like I need a lot more control, meaning the hair is extremely dense, maybe there's a tight curl pattern, maybe I'm doing it for it to stay in place and there's gonna be a lot of movement, there's gonna be a lot of dancing, there's gonna be a lot of different. Quelque chose comme ça. Good day, class. So today we're going to be talking about some finger waves. So finger waves were originally made famous by such stars back in the days in the 1920s to 30s, Betty Davis, Josephine Baker. I would definitely consider doing finger waves a form of art. Let's take a look at some finger waves that's been done in the salon recently. A combination wet design technique was used by applying styling mousse and creating large finger waves with an exaggerated ridge, a side part, and I then applied rollers to the back for a loose curl effect. This particular client wanted her finger waves done for an occasion during the Halloween season. Traditionally, finger waves were done and taught using finger waving lotion and your finger and a comb. I have found finger waves can be successfully achieved by eliminating the use of the finger and just using two combs. For this mannequin, I divided the hair into 3 sections and I used Nairobi Mousse as my styling agent. I have found this mousse to be ideal for wet sets because it does not leave residue, and when dried, it allows the hair to have movement. Doing a finger wave wet set on long hair like this can be pretty challenging. There was some obvious imperfections, but I chose not to overthink it, put the pins where they needed to be, allowed the hair to dry thoroughly, and then combed it out. Voila! This is a photo of my daughter who went through a season of wearing nothing but finger waves. For this Fingerwave, I incorporated hair extensions for a dramatic appearance. This Fingerwave. Thanks for watching.